Why am I stopping? We're having fun. That's the point. Right? Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I guess it's really important to save your money. I mean, you got to be putting money away so that you can cover business expenses, so that you can invest in new ideas, so you can invest in new things to make your business grow stronger, more profitable, offering more services and being able to do training, teach skills, those kinds of things. The fourth behavior is don't be afraid to work hard. Well, how many people do you think cringe when they hear that word?
Oh, man, I got to work hard.
So the reason get-rich-quick schemes are so popular is that it's very appealing to get something for nothing, right? Well, not for millionaire entrepreneurs. Gary Vaynerchuk makes this very clear in his hilarious rant about people's focus on passive income. He points out that no one truly gets wealthy without putting in some serious work. Well, obviously. You can't expect to make $1 million if you're not helping people, if you're not serving people, if you're not constantly looking for ways to make yourself better and to learn new skills so that you can expand your services. Well, that's what you got to do. You got to work hard.
You mean I can't make $400,000 in 30 days just by copying and pasting this one thing?
Not unless you're running a page in the back of a magazine.
I guess. I don't know what
Craigslist.
Well, let's show how to do Craigslist ads for that. People be like, I got to see this. But the one thing I find is if I'm doing something fun like this, working hard isn't that big of a deal. Like people like, oh, work hard. Does that mean I have to do something I don't like? And I'm like, there's certain times where video editing isn't the funnest thing.
I love it. It's a blast.
But I started to like it, when things don't work sometimes I get. But hey, working hard isn't hard if you're down with what you're doing.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. And now I'm starting to kind of branch out and see, what can I do with my videos and what can I do to put more good content out there, and it gets fun. And I'm looking at different cameras now. I'm like, I can do different things for the Power Hour and other YouTubers. And it doesn't become so hard as opposed to doing an MLM I don't care about.
Right. Yeah, no, it's very important to be behind what you're doing. And then you're going to want to work harder if you're feeling connected to what you're doing. If you're feeling a strong connection with personal development, if you're feeling a strong connection with blogging, you're feeling a connection with, what do you do again, Ron? I forget what you do. Financial consulting. Yep. Business and financial consulting. Yeah, I mean, if you love what you do, then you're going to want to keep doing more of it. And you're going to wake up every day feeling renewed, refreshed, and go, I'm getting one step closer to my goals today because I'm making the effort to do so. And I've had to sacrifice a lot of social time. Saturday night was the first night my buddy Mike came over. We watched some college football, and we had a few beers. And that was the first time in probably 2 to 3 months that I had anybody over. I haven't gone out and partied in a few weeks. It's sacrificing leisure time now for leisure time later, and more of it. So certain sacrifices I think are very necessary to propel yourself further and further.
I actually just had somebody tell me something. It kind of combines the last two topics you mentioned.
Right on.
Regarding working and the hard work, organization.
Oh, yeah.
And what they were saying is you can love what you do, but when you start getting comfortable, that's where the problems start to lie, because you're not getting anywhere if you're not comfortable. Because if you're not comfortable, you gotta get yourself to a point where I gotta be willing to stretch it. I gotta go do something else. That's not. Nobody wants to admit that's what I have to do. I have to be uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But hard work isn't comfortable.
No.
But there's a reward to it afterwards, it's a self-worth, the internal self-worth, and you've a huge feeling of accomplishment.
I think, too, it also is about the habit of taking action, the habit of initiative, and taking that action daily, consistently, so that you no longer have to think, oh, I got to do this today. It's like, I want to do this. I'm doing this. I'm getting this done. It's done. You have that fire, that enthusiasm, that spark, that flame, that desire, that burning desire, and you back it up with taking action. You back it up with initiative, and procrastination someone will say that and you go, well, I don't know what that means anymore. And they'll go, really? Because I procrastinate constantly. And, you'll hear people say that, and you'll ask them why. And they're like, I don't know when to get started. I don't know if I should do it or if I shouldn't do it. And I'm, well, there's your problem. So it's very important to me to make sure that I'm doing what I say I'm going to do.
Ron Tarleton.
Oh, Ron Tarleton
is in the house.
In the house, B.
What up, dude? So today we're talking about the 7 habits of millionaire entrepreneurs. It's an article me and Chris were looking at on entrepreneur.com. We thought we'd bring light to some of the points. One I want to look at now is kind of combining 5 and 6. Make clear goals and be willing to fail. And especially when we started doing this mastermind, we had clear goals. This is what we're going to talk about this week at this time. And sometimes certain people would show up, sometimes a lot, sometimes, a few. But there are always times when I'm like, oh, I could have done better. Or maybe I failed, there was something I was thinking and I didn't say it. But if I make that clear goal of every week, we will do this, we will be here, I'm not afraid to fail anymore. And I think those are 2 powerful things. If you make clear goals and you're willing to fail, you will eventually succeed if you keep going at it.
Of course. I mean, you look at Thomas Edison, 10,000 tries before we have this, before we have light in our rooms. I mean, I'm grateful for that every time I turn on my light switch. I have a light in my room because Thomas Edison didn't quit. And go ahead.
I know you're showing me a book and that you've been reading. Check it out. It's Stephen King, a memoir of the craft on writing. Fantastic book.
Wow.
And that one's kind of it's kind of like you were talking about with like Napoleon Hill, and his books are phenomenal. To actually read books of guys that have actually gone out there, what they're doing, what they did to succeed, what pushes them, motivates them.
Yeah.
It makes for some phenomenal reading. And here, I used to love reading Stephen King books growing up.
He's great, one of the best.
And so to actually read him and his advice on writing, it's pretty mind-blowing.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Really shocking.
So what have you learned as a result of reading that? Are you going to start writing your own stuff?
Yeah, it's one of those that he goes, most of these guys that are, he goes, he's not a great writer. It just, he writes. It doesn't matter. He goes, people are too critical on themselves. Forget about being critical of yourself. Just do it.
Exactly.
Just do it.
Well, yeah.
Who cares what anybody else says? The other thing is, accept critique and move past it. Move past it. Who cares if somebody's going to bash it down? There's always going to be a hater.
Only way to get past it. Perfect example was when I did a video of mine that I was filming in my bathroom. It was on success and motivation, and I made some points in it, and I got Camtasia now, so I'm making our videos look all awesome, putting different annotations, images, and all that in there. And there was some guy in the YouTube comments that goes, why did you film this in a dirty bathroom? Why aren't you filming in a studio? And I was like, dude, like, the bathroom's clean, number 1, and number 2, we're not in a studio yet. I go, why are you so negative, dude? And then I just removed him and banned him from the channel because I don't need people leaving comments. Like, especially comments like that are not constructive in any ways. Like, well, why aren't you filming in a studio? Well, we're getting there. Give us some time, bro. Like, come on. Support us. Don't be putting me down because I'm filming in a bathroom. I mean, it's not like I was filming in a strip club, although that might be kind of cool. No, I'm kidding. Just people like that have nothing better to do but put you down. And in my video, I even talked about it. Don't listen to detractors. Don't listen to people who want to crap on you because they just want to pull you into their pit of despair and misery. And I'm just like, whatever. We're going to make it. You're going to be still stuck with that crappy job. Yeah, that's why you're complaining right now. And that's the way I look at it. If somebody's bitching at you, well, life probably isn't much better. But yeah, it's just things like that. I mean, the background was clean. I washed the mirror. I'm clean. There's not dirty laundry and stuff all over the place.
I think there's some people who are afraid to work hard and see 4 and 5 are funny because if you're afraid to work hard and make clear goals, then you're probably not willing to fail. And if that's true, you might be in this ego of, I'm the man, I'm the best, I'm so good. But if you're not willing to fail, I've seen half of the people who are not willing to put in the work. There's always the armchair quarterback of how the other person should do it. I mean, it's funny. It's when I used to criticize people in football, and then I'm like, well, I'd like to be a quarterback. This was when I was 13 or 14. And I said, I'd like to be a quarterback just this one time, just this one down. You know, let me do it once. I get the football, I'm like, this guy's running over here, and this is happening here, and this is going on here, and that's going on over there. And I'm like, I wish I had more ADD. And then I think I threw an interception. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. Why? Because I used to criticize quarterback, and I can't imagine doing that for a living. You got to make calculations in a second, and then get it right consistently. That's scary. But you know, those people aren't afraid to work hard. They make a clear goal in a second, and they're not afraid to fail. Nope. And say what you want. There's a million people on armchair quarterbacks saying how your videos should be like. Well, here's my question. Where are your videos? Where's your book? Yeah. Where is your famous radio station? If you got that, I'd love to see what you're doing.
Yeah,
if you're not afraid to put these 3 in. Don't be afraid to work hard, make clear goals, and be willing to fail. Then I don't really see any room for you to make legitimate criticism.
Nope.
Right, Fran?